Hello everyone, I'm Denise with Spiritual Growth Tarot, and I am here to do a reading on Louis DeJoy, or DeJoy, I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. He's the current Postmaster General for the United States Postal Service. So I'm going to do a Celtic cross, so that's 10 cards. I pulled the 2 cards off the bottom just in case for extra, or to use for extra information. So now I'm going to tune into him, draw the 10 cards. So the first card is the forces in motion. Second card will be his challenges. The third card is what he does have control over. This next card will be what he's done in the past. The 5th card will be what is hanging over him, of which he has no control over. His near future, what he's attracting, others' influence over him, his distant future, and the outcome. Okay, so let's get these out of the way here. Give me a moment to get everything in frame. Okay, so forces in motion. Yeah, that certainly makes sense. Okay, his challenge, actually let's do it over here. His challenge is justice. Boy, does that not make sense. What he does have control over is the Queen of Cups. Okay. What he's done in the past is the Star card. What is hanging over him with no control is the 8 of Wands. Okay, here we go. And his near future is the Magician. What he's attracting is the 6 of Cups. Others' influence is the Ace of Wands. His distant future is the Lovers. And the outcome is the Queen of Wands. Okay. And the bottom 2 cards on the deck are the 4 of Swords and the 10 of Swords. So professionally, that doesn't look good for him at all. Okay, so let's leave these here. Let's dive in. Okay, so with the 6 of Pentacles, the forces in motion, that, of course, shows, his giving to get. This shows an exchange of energy, of resources, of money. And that just tells me that his actual, if you look at the red robe, there's a lot of action there. So you want it to be fair. We've got the scales here. It should be a fair exchange of resources, but it's not. So I would say that, that I can read this in the, in the inverted, the negative sense. And I'm saying that because he owns a great deal of stock in, first of all, he's been a big donator to the Republican Party in the past. And he's also, so that there's that giving, he's given to get. And he also owns stock in all of the rivals to the U.S. Postal Service. You know what I mean? So it's like he owns stock in UPS, FedEx, and probably DHS and any other ones that he chose to invest in. So that's the forces that are in motion. And that's what the investigation into him is, is about. Because his challenge is justice. And up here with the Queen of Wands, tying this together, I believe I don't know, we'll have to see, or maybe someone already knows and you guys can drop it in the comments and let me know that maybe it's a woman that has launched the investigation into him, because there is an investigation going on. So his real challenge is justice. So I like seeing that. Okay, so what he has control over is, well, this is like, the soul of America, with his manipulation and his, his just terrible manipulative ways. He could screw up our entire election, and that is what would be, honoring of all the families in America. It's not only that. Even if we weren't in an election, what he's done to take away the mailboxes, and so far it looks like it's been just a couple of states, like here in Oregon and another state that I didn't understand where it was, but it just said the town, and I did not understand. I didn't bother to Google and figure out what state that was, because apparently he's been stopped from doing that, or they're saying that they won't do it. But with this card here in his near future, I think that there is still something going on, because we could read this in the reverse, And with the Magician, it's all about, getting something in control, under your control. And this too, this has to do with, vets getting, when we're talking about all that's, honoring all that's sacred and, nurturing family and taking care, vets need to have their prescriptions. Other people who use prescription, drugs, they get them by mail. There's an incredible, just awful disservice he's doing to America, just for money. He's doing it all for money, just like Trump. Everything Trump does, it's always about the money. So we can follow the money with this guy, and we have. And now we know why he's doing what he's doing. So he is trying to control us that way. Based on these two cards over here, it will not end well for him. And I don't get that it will work. Now, what he's done in the past, this is Donald. He's gone out on a limb to be, in connection with this reality TV star who he sees as being somebody. And he's hoping to hitch his wagon to Donald in order to get the money. It's like, if you just look at these two cards together, the Star and the Magician together. The Star in the in an inverted meaning would be a loss of hope and feeling helpless and not having any faith. But in this situation, I'm reading this as Donald, because of, he was the so-called, like the not less than B-rated, I'd say C-rated reality TV star. And maybe that's when they met, maybe they had some relationship in the past. Most likely, because remember, he's been a big donor. So the forces in motion, it's all about the money. Now, what he does not have control over, what is hanging over him, is the amount of lawsuits and energy and people that want to beat the crap out of him for what he's doing. And, there was... yesterday, so this is Sunday, yesterday there was a group of, there were I think hundreds of protesters that went to his house beating on pots and pans to wake him up in the morning and, let him know that they don't like what he's doing. So that, I believe that is that. And he also has no control over in the future what may rain down on him based on all of this, he thinks he was doing something behind the scenes, but he actually, it's just, these guys they crack me up. They think they're so smart and they can just get away with it, the audacity. Like Paul Manafort and Mike Flynn. It's like, oh my gosh. It's crazy. So anyway, moving forward, what he's attracting is the past. The Six of Cups is the past. And it's probably a gift from Trump, somehow, the financial gifts from Trump. But others' influence over that is, again, they're going to beat him up. Other people are moving forward and saying, what? You think you can get away with what? And his distant future is new relationships or people that he's already in relationship with, like who he's in bed with, and who is he going to choose to continue to be in relationship with after this big old mess that he's created. Big old mess. And the outcome is that there's a woman. If it's not a woman, it's the energy, the quality, the consciousness and energy of somebody knowing everything that's going on and looking forward to the future to change it. And here's his future. Here's the outcome. He's going to be out. He's going to be completely betrayed in it will be a very painful ending for him. So I don't know how long it's going to take. And I can't say for sure that he's going to be removed right away. We'll have to keep an eye on that, and maybe I'll do a reading in the future if he's, if he goes before. I imagine he has to go before some type of, like the oversight committee, ethics committee. There has to be somebody that's going to come in and maybe the Democrats will come back in for, maybe they'll leave their vacation and come in and get something done to take this guy down. There might be a really strong woman. This may very well be Nancy Pelosi. She does come from the quality of protective love, who puts down the staff and says, what? You think you're gonna what? And she could beat him up. And if it's not her, it's another woman with that same strong quality. Yeah. Okay, so that's all I have for him right now. If you have any questions or comments, or you learned something that I don't know right now, please drop it into the comment section. I love getting comments from you guys. Okay, and meanwhile, take good care. Okay, bye.